some of the books that I want to read are in those boxes, and why not have you join me in opening them? Of course, having you share opening these boxes with me means that you will have a preview of what's going to be on my TBR for the next few months. There are lots of very, very, very highly anticipated releases coming out in September and October. I read some of those books and I honestly, I zoomed through them whenever they were made available to me. But anyway, I'll tell you more about the books as I open up the boxes. I don't know if I should call this a book haul or not, because it's not a lot of books. I try, at this point in time anyway, I try not to order too many at a time because I don't want to become a collector of the books. I want to get the books that I actually want to read, and I will collect the books as I have read them. I'll keep them, as a part of my book collection after I have read them, but I don't want to have a lot of books here that I haven't read yet for an extended amount of time, so I'm trying to just order the books as I am planning to read them. At least that's how it's going for now. That could change. Okay, so let me go ahead and get up and move over to the bed so you can see the unboxing. Okay, these are the few boxes that I got from Book Outlet whenever they had the fiction books on sale for $5.99. I found the need to get books because I was reading a lot of popular releases. I am a curious person, so if people are making a huge deal about a book, and then I want to see what all the fuss is about. So, but I didn't want to necessarily go out and buy those books, but I wanted to read them, and so I ended up getting a lot of books from the library. I got them from the library on Libby and Hoopla. The thing about trying to reserve books that are extremely popular from your local library through those apps is that sometimes you have to wait several weeks or several months. Well, since I knew I needed to go ahead and read these books again, because honestly, having read them so separately the first time, I don't really have a good understanding of the continuous story that is happening in order to understand the new release. And so, since there was a $5.99 Spark of the Everflame. Glow of the Everflame and heat of the Everflame. It's raining outside here quite heavily, so hopefully you can still hear me. But I got these earlier. I haven't taken the little stickers off, but I got these from Book Outlet a little bit earlier in the sale before I decided to go ahead and reread some of the other books that are being released, because the fourth book in this series and the final book in this series is going to be released on September the 8th, and my husband actually pre-ordered the book for me, so that was awesome. And so I wanted to reread these books again in close succession in order to understand the new storyline. So those are some books that I previously ordered. Another set of books that I went ahead and ordered. I don't know if you can see them down here, but it is the Court of Thorns and Roses series by Sarah J. Maas. I got that whole set for like $35. And so at that rate, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah. So that was a pretty good deal, I thought, for 5 books. And the next book in that series is also coming out in the fall. So let's get to opening up these boxes for my book haul. Is Lore of the Tides, which is that next book. It's in the duology. The first book was called Lore of the Wilds, and it was mostly based in a forest. But as you can see, this one looks like it's going to be based in the water. Lore of the Tides. Okay, so it looks like I might have made an ordering mistake. I already have this book. This is The Sleepless by Jen Williams. Let me take the sticker off. I actually have already ordered this book. I have read a novella by Jen Williams that was absolutely fabulous, and I loved the writing style and the pacing and the characters, and I loved the way I felt whenever I read a book by her. I want to say the book's title might have been Seven Dead Daughters or something like that, but I saw this on sale and decided I had to get it. Unfortunately, I already have ordered this book, so I don't know whether this is a mistake by me or Book Outlet, but you know, with me getting this book for $6, I think what I want to do is I want to share this with a friend, and that way we can maybe read the book together. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I'll share this book with a friend. The Sleepless by Jen Williams. this book might be a little thicker than your version of the book, and that is because I got the large print version. Sometimes, especially with any new books, I find that the print is very small, which is quite annoying and uncomfortable. Whenever you're reading a physical copy, I'm more than happy to have a thicker book with larger print if I can read it more comfortably. So the third book in the haul is Katabasis by R. Kuang. There is one more book in here. I'm going to hold it because it's a part of a series, and I'd rather unbox all of the series together. So let's open the next box. Okay, the last 3 books in my haul are Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. This is the hardback copy, and I got it for $5.99. This was another book series that I just wanted to see what the big deal was about, and the story is capturing enough that I want to see what happens to these characters. So it's another book that has dragons, and the dragons are integral characters to the story, and I love a good, mythological, magical creature, and so I want to find out what happens to these dragons. So there's Fourth Wing, Iron Flame. Again, this was $5.99, and it is the copy with the dragons on it. I didn't think I would care about such things, but it is nifty growing up in a time where all the edges of the books were, beige. Seeing some nice colors and everything on these books, I enjoy it. So the last book in the series is Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros. This one does not have sprayed edges or anything on them, but I got the book for $5.99, and I'd also already noticed that whenever I tried to kind of check these out at the library and then maybe suspend until it was time for me to start reading in preparation for not book 4 in the Empyrean series, that there were already, it was already a several months wait. So since this is coming out, or the not book 4 novella is coming out at the end of September, I believe. Either way, I was saying where I was not going to be able to get these books from the library. People are already reserving them and sort of walking the suspensions as I was thinking I was going to do. So these are the books that I ordered from the book outlet during their $5.99 fiction sale. I'm so glad that I did, because leading up to new releases, if I am interested in the next part of a story and I have not read those books in close succession, I forget those details sometimes, and that definitely has been the case. So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so I only ordered 6 books. Hello, this is editing data just popping in really quickly because whenever I was throwing away the boxes from the book outlet haul, I noticed that they sent me never shopped there before, you can actually get $5 off if you spend over $25 if you use my link. I'll paste the link in the description, and I'll probably paste it in a comment that I'll pin to the top so that you can see it easily. So if you would like to take advantage of the $5 off a $25 first order from Book Outlet, I think, that's a fabulous deal. And also, they will give me $5 to shop on Book Outlet in the future as well. So I think it's a win-win for both of us. One of the rare occasions where that is the case. So I just want to spread that to you in hopes that if you wanted to explore Book Outlet, you could get $5 off a $25 order. Alright, back to the video. In one of the shipments, the first shipment, I ordered the Penn series with Spark of the Everflame, Glow of the Everflame, and Heat of the Everflame, with the fourth in this series, Burn, coming out in September, on September the 8th. And I also ordered the A Court of Thorns and Roses series. I keep forgetting what the name of different series are called, but I got the Sarah J. Maas series that started with that retelling of Beauty and the Beast. That was very cute and grabbing, but just like with the Empyrean series, with Onyx Storm coming out at a time where I kind of just figured out how to get books from the library through Libby and through blah. Those books, I waited several months in between the books to read the entire series. I did the same thing with these. I read these exclusively through checking them out at the library. I think I did a few of these audio, but most of them I read the ebook. And then with the Penn series, Spark, Glow, and Heat, I also read those from the library as well. But since we have new releases coming out in September and October for these 3 series, with this one being a novella, not book 4, then I wanted to make sure that I had possession of the books, and what better time to do that than during the Book Outlet $5.99 fiction sale. I say I did pretty good, and I'm excited about the new books that I have to read, even though this one, I already have this book, but I think it would be really fun to give this to a friend and have us read it together. And it's not that long, and it's by an author who I trust knows how to write in an engaging way for somebody maybe stepping into fantasy for a first book, or going back to fantasy. The friend I'm thinking about, she definitely is a fantasy reader, but she stopped reading along the way. Life comes at you hard, it does. But I think she would enjoy this book, and I would enjoy having a friend, one of my friends, read a book with me. But that is my book haul. This actually was the unboxing that I And so I actually already have a plan of attack when I want to reread these books, just